Alright, we out here doing some fishing world. What the world? Fishing world. Finishing with my setup here. So I just started playing this like a week or so ago, not even a week ago. And I'm trying to get my levels up. Trying to get right in the world. So I'm at level something or other. I don't know where I'm at. I'm at level 7. That's what it is. And I'm trying to have the ability to get up, because as you level up, get more things. So I'm trying to get more things at the moment. My hints popping up. So I'm still kind of getting my repertoire of different items sorted out. You kind of see what I'm working with here. There's not a whole lot going on. So I'm still at the Lone Star Lake area, which is the first one that everybody kind of gets to deal with. I've unlocked 2 more. I got Mudwater River and Emerald Lake here, so I'm gonna go back to Lone Star Lake and get things going here with the progression. Jump in a random room. Starts off default at 5 a.m. You can kind of see what's going on here as far as the trip is concerned. So it kind of shows you. You end up jumping in time. You know what to expect. Species that are here. Starting out at 5 a.m. on day 1. No events right now. It's just all freestyling. So I'm gonna load that up to try to get the rest of my equipment put together, which takes a lot longer than it should, unfortunately. And then so we're jumping into a random lobby. I don't know what you call it. A random assortment of folks that I'll be joining today. Get everything put together. So I'll probably end up talking as if I got some folks that don't know what's going on with the game. The server has a little bit of a weird thing going on, so people look like they're going a heck of a lot faster than what they normally do. Still trying to get my equipment put together. All right, so we're out here. Really, we're just kind of hanging out and trying to get some experience points, and you really get the experience points just by catching a fish, as you would imagine, like real life. Still using some of the main tactic that you kind of start out with for the training, as well as the earlier progression scenes as you kind of build your way up. You got a bobber, you got some basic stuff. Not too fancy, not too exciting, but it's better than nothing, I would say. I'm gonna jump between a couple screens while I try to get things put together. We already got some action on the bobber. We're using some bread. That's the bait. I've messed around with some of the lure stuff. I just haven't settled down on it specifically. All right, so there's an issue already for folks that don't know kind of what to expect. So we're around some cover. So we got lily pads, we got some submerged grass, and you can snag very easily on pretty much everything that's available, or at least everything that's around. So if you're around things such as the lily pads and the grass and all the stuff, if you get dragged through it, you will snag. If there's a fish on the line, it can run into that stuff and you'll lose the fish and you'll have to clear the snag. So we're doing a little bit of all that right now. Still adjusting the face cam, still trying to get all the equipment up to speed. And it takes a little longer than it should, but we're out and about, pretty much just waiting for things to happen. I'm going to jump over to OBS real quick so I can get some level of clarity on the screen, a whole bunch of things going on over here at once. And there's a little in-game chat that shows the events of what's happening. You can filter those things out, or you can jump in and communicate with the different players that are on the same area as you. And it's just a matter of putting in the grind, I guess, to get your level up. And you can see the other people that are in the same server for the area that you're in. You can see their level indicated by the bracket next to their username down there in the activity log. So, like, you'll see the 7 next to mine, and the 5 next to my dude Myth. So, anyways, you can kind of interact with folks, which is sometimes neat, sometimes not. The character choices are kind of crappy. It's a free-to-play game, so I'm not complaining. But pretty much everybody looks the same until you can get up much higher in the levels, or if you pay for the premium account, you can get access to other things. So you get experience points, you get some of the in-game currency for catching, and if you beat, there's like achievements. So if you meet the achievement requirements, you get a boost. When you go up a level, you get a boost in the currency in game. So it's kind of neat. I mean, there are rewards, but it is, since it is free to play, they encourage the premium accounts with the premium access eligibility items that you can't get to if you're not paying. So you're really going to get out of it what you want to. And I've got a lot of the visual stuff pretty much turned off or all the way down. So it doesn't look that great, but it doesn't look that bad. We just pretty much keeping everything. So I've got, you either have you can buy a stringer, or you can get a little, they call it a fish hut, and you can see up there at the upper left, I got the medium sized fish hut, and it has a pound limit of how many pounds worth of fish it can hold. With the stringer, you can't release them after you put them on the stringer, but with the huts, you can release them and keep them. And I'm pretty sure once you end your trip, then you can cash out all of the little in-game currency coin things that you can use to get new equipment and other things. But apparently they're updating the game pretty frequently. I was looking at some of the notes inside of Steam. Okay, I got the challenge trophy gainer, man. I got a trophy bluegill. So if you get a fish at a certain size level, it's considered a trophy, and each species is different. And so there's this, don't take this fish to avoid 100 currency fine, or you can try your luck. I'm not quite sure what defines that. So my options are, if I release it, I don't get this fine, or if I decide to keep it. And you can examine the fish. It's kind of neat. So there's a bluegill. All the fish, the models pretty much look the same. They're just different depending on, like, the size will be a little bit bigger. So the trophy, you know, I don't know, again, what decides this fine factor. So I'm going to do the keep. And this fish verification thing pretty much means you're going to get fined. Yeah. So I got fined. I don't know what decides where or why you get fined versus why you don't get fined. I got the challenge, the little achievement thing, catch a certain number of trophy fish, you get it rewarded. So this little indicator that's on here, I forget what they call it, but that's different than the other thing. Like, you can pay to get those things. But the main currency, like there's 2 levels of currency. I don't know how to explain it without confusing everybody, including myself. So whatever, either way, so you get those like legit more expensive things. I forget, was it fish coins? Something. There's like different names for them. I just don't remember. So that's my bad. Go ahead and slide on over back into the view here. But yeah, I don't know why there might be a license thing that you can buy in the game. I mean, it's marketed as a simulator, as far as it makes it pretty close to what you would expect in like a real world situation within certain confines and limits. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, so you pretty much can keep everything. I guess the goal is to keep everything you catch up until you reach the limit of your fish hut or stringer. With the fish hut, you can release fish and get more added, so you pretty much keep, obviously, the more, like the larger fish, because that gets you more dollars to spend. Or at least that's my understanding. I don't know the specifics. I'm still learning stuff. That's kind of what this process is. We're still getting used to what's going on. But pretty much if you can get a trophy or a unique fish, that's another qualification. There's the unique level. And I'm not exactly sure what makes any particular fish unique, other than I assume it's one that hasn't been caught before. But that's just my interpretation. But I haven't got one of the unique ones yet. But I have got a fair amount of trophies. So I guess the server just generates new fish after. I don't know how it all works. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but I'm not quite sure. Doesn't really matter from a day-to-day playing experience, but there are some things going on. So they try to keep things fresh. Furthermore, I know at least in this area, the max amount of players that I've seen in one setting are 5. So when somebody leaves, somebody new can join in. And I do know that the time conditions are client side. So like I started, when you jump into the map at first, depending on where you set it, it's usually 5 a.m. But like there could be the other players that are on the same area as I'm at, even though I can see them, their time may be different. And their weather conditions may be different. So I'm also assuming that the particular fish that are available to catch are also dependent upon like the time and other things that are going on. Not quite sure. So in other words, if there were somebody like standing right next to me, regardless of what time they were at, I don't think, like if we had our bait in the water at the same place at the same time, that we would potentially be catching the exact same fish. I think it's different per each instance. So each player has their own set of fish. I could be wrong, but that's kind of where I'm seeing this, the way things are now. So here we go again. Trophy size bluegill. I got my green text in the chat. It says don't take it to avoid, or you can try your luck. It's just very vague. It's like don't take it, or you can try your luck. So I'm gonna keep it again. And fish verification. Usually, if that screen pops up, you're gonna get fined. If I've kept, you know, there's been times in the past where I've kept trophy size fish, and that fish verification form didn't, like that little screen thing didn't pop up. And I didn't get fined. So I don't know. Pretty much if you see the fish verification window, probably going to get fined is kind of what I'm seeing. So I'm out of my current bait. So all of my stuff, my rod setup went out of the field of view and everything. Even though I've got everything turned down pretty far, my frame rate is hovering at like 21. Thanks to the age of my system. I plan on upgrading this PC, by the way, within the next few weeks. But jump into the settings. Now if you jump into here, you don't leave the session. I got some game music rolling now. So all this stuff will continue to roll. Now if I were to leave by clicking here, then it would leave the session. I don't think you can see you can't see my cursor. Bottom left, it says leave. So what I need to do, I'll verify, of course. I've got the you can see my resolution stuff. Let me turn it to fastest. So pretty much I'm running the bottom of the barrel here, everybody. We're looking fastest, which is the crappiest quality. Anti-aliasing is off. Dynamic water is off. VSync, SSAO, full screen, all that's off. Apply it. So we're running this pretty low unit here. So that's all the stuff. Anyways, so we jump into the inventory. You see your setup here to the left. You've got your backpack. You've got your licenses. Got a basic Texas license. That's unlimited. So I gotta release everything. Take no restrictions. Night catch, can't be doing anything at night. Bad. Fish keeper, that's everything that's currently in my fish keeper. So you can see kind of what your cash out is, your XP points. I can release them from this menu if I wanted to as well. Here's my stuff. When you're not at a specific area, you have access to your home inventory. And you can, when you buy stuff, it goes into your home inventory, and you can either attach it to your dude. Here on the left, I've got my jacket, which gives me more storage. I've got my fanny pack, which gives me more storage. Down there at the bottom, I've got my keeper. Boots / waders, once I get to that point. The rod locker carrier allows you to carry more than one rod. I don't have one, so the only rod I can carry is the one that I have. You can also see the stuff I have in my backpack, which is what I can travel with. There's the all view, which I'm using now, or you can drop it down into the different sections if you want to look at something specifically. Down here at the bottom is the garage thing, and apparently they're going to start allowing people to use boats, which is like kayaks and other like canoe type in floatable things. And there's also going to be later updates with like legit boats, so that's all there. But if I'm right now, I just want to, I could either jump out of, I mean, you can do shopping in here. There's different things. I think the different areas have their own convert bait coins. What is that? Exchange rate, bait coins. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So I don't know what that is. That's the first time I've seen that. So premium shop is available, I think, only for folks that like want to buy stuff. So if you want to spend actual money, you got to go in there and you can do that. But if you just want to get a bunch of crap, you can use your in-game currency. If I go to the shop home, which I think I wanted to in the first place, the Lone Star store, so you can get things that are like geared towards specific fish. So like at this particular area, there's a lot of panfish. There's also spotted bass, and so you can kind of get things that are geared towards those particular species. So if you're going for a particular species, you can use that to help you get specific things. Really right now, like you start out with some of this stuff, like this telefloat, 14.9, so that's 14-foot 9-inch rod, and it gives you a description of everything, and you can even 3D model it, which is probably not worthy for like what I'm doing right now because it's killing my frame rate regardless. Kind of breaks down what's all going on, so it's not that big of a deal for me right now. But if I needed to get some stuff, I could jump into here and grab it. But you can otherwise buy other things as well, as long as you have enough storage space. You can just buy crap specific to that area, or at least things that would be worthwhile to have at the area you're currently at. I don't see the point right now. I don't need any more line. A cool thing about this game, or at least what I think is cool in terms of the realism, if you use line and put line on a spool, like you don't get it back. So for example, like the length of the different things is like 150 yards, 300 yards, 500 yards. If you use a certain amount of line on any given reel, like it takes away from that. So just because you equip it doesn't mean you always have that. You have it until you put that much line on a specific reel, which again I think is neat. So I ran out of bait, which would go here. The last thing I bought, which really doesn't make sense because I'm still just Dr. K, what's up? My dude, we're playing Fishing Planet, believe it or not. It's a free-to-play. Oh, never mind, I guess I can't do that. Free-to-play fishing simulator on Steam, so I'm on my computer, and I'm pretty much like killing it because it can barely hold frame rate. And I just downloaded and started playing this about last week or so. So I'm trying to get into what's going on here just to see how goes it. I guess it's kind of boring if you're not into fishing or if you don't think fishing is neat. So, but anyways, yeah, you get in here and you just try to level up, and you can play tournaments and stuff. I haven't got to that point yet, but you open up more items that you can buy and use as you get more experience and level up. Like you can go to new areas. The next area. Someone on Twitch. I'm on, I don't know if somebody's on Twitch. I'm doing the restream right now. Let me check. I don't know if anybody's watching on the Twitch. I don't know if somebody's on. Hey, there's me talking. No. The channel's live, but oh, I'm looking at my restream dashboard right now. And I got 6 folks on the YouTube and 0 folks on the Twitch. I think. What it looks like. But I got a bite. I gotta get over there. Okay, back in the game. Back in the game. Trying to, basically at this point, it's literally just catch. Get some fish. Get some experience points. Get some currency. Now with more fish, as far as like the size of the fish, you're getting more experience points. So it's kind of like, it makes a lot more sense to get, you know, the larger catches, but you gotta work with what you got. And I know the frame rate is pretty abysmal right now for some folks. I apologize, the system I'm on. It was really good 10 years ago, let me tell you that much. I'm gonna do some setting adjustments in OBS here. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this back on out. Jump back over to OBS. Let's see how much this computer hates what I just did. Oh, I'm getting a bite. I gotta jump back into the game. So the time progression in the map itself isn't real time, which would be new personal record. All right, I'll take that. Neat. Let's keep it. I think every 30 seconds, or it could be like every 20 seconds, is a minute of server time. You technically... You're disappointed. Dr. K says he's disappointed. Over 90% of your subscribers don't join stream. Well, I won't disagree with you on that. But at the same time, I know it's the middle of the day, or at least I'm biased. I'm talking about folks in my time zone. And so you got people at school, you got people at work. So it is what it is. Plus, man, if you think about it, this channel's old, and I just recently started putting new content up. So the folks that were hanging out back then, those accounts might not even be active anymore. So, and statistically speaking, people that used to be subscribed to this channel might not, you know, even have access to their equipment, or they might not be alive. As morbid as that sounds, think about it. I mean, the channel is 7 years old, so you never know. Things happen. Every day isn't guaranteed. Every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Hey, look at that. That's neat. So I'm wanting to jump back over and see if I can't further train my system. I'm planning to get a new graphics card before the end of this month. So that may help with a lot of the quality issues that we're having. Because this system can barely run solitaire at 30 frames per second. Let me just give you... Alright, so here we are again. So I got a new personal record. It's a trophy-sized bluegill. And this thing comes up again that says, don't take the fish to avoid the fine. So if I release it, I don't get fined. Or you can try your luck. Again, I want to try my luck. So fish verification probably means... Yep. I don't know. I don't know what the heck to do. I'm getting fined. Ain't nobody arrested me yet. So I'm gonna keep being a criminal in Fishing Planet Land. As long as I need to be. And I'm still hovering at like 20 frames per second. I'm putting more load on the CPU thinking maybe that'll help, but I don't think it will. I've got the graphics at the lowest setting possible in the game. That might be another reason people don't come in and hang out, because they're tired of crap quality. And I apologize, I'm not doing it on purpose. But I'm really hoping that whatever's doing all that. Whatever. What's in? Let me see what's in the keep net here. So all those. So I got 2 trophy bluegills. All right, whatever. I get to keep them, but I get fined. So it is what it is. They want to fight about it. Then let's fight about it, you know? I'm gonna jump back over to my OBS. I'm gonna keep stressing out my CPU. I did get a new processor in this machine, or I upgraded it. So I'm gonna see if I can't do it like a stress test here, which is not a good idea. It's not, well, in this game it's not too bad because there's like nothing going on. It's not an action game. You can look, like you can see all the pixelation like on the trees on the top of the screen where I'm at right now. You know, I mean it doesn't bother me. I just don't want viewers to have to suffer through pain and this. Hey, there's my screen. What? Coming through. I wish I had a bigger second monitor, but I'm not complaining because it's better than doing all this with one monitor. I don't see how folks do that with just can do this kind of thing with one display. Hats off to them, brave souls. I couldn't do it. Try not to overheat my system. The old equipment. Can't push it too far. There's actually a fan that's in the front of my case that was there stock, and I didn't know it was there. And when I did some research, I realized that there's a fan. It's not a real big fan, but it's right in the front of the tower. And this tower is like 10 years old. And I never knew it was there, so I never cleaned it. So just this past like 2 weeks ago, I learned how to take the case panel off so I could access the fan, and it was covered just a solid layer of dust. There's no way that fan was actually pulling any air into the case. I just didn't know it was there. I got that cleaned off, and I think that's helping. That might be a trophy. No, not quite. So we just filling up the fish keeper, putting them all in the sack there. You can see as I'm reaching the very obscure 15.4 pound limit. There's my dudes. There's all my twins. We all have like the exact same clothing, just because they limit the amount of editable qualities that you can put on you, dude. Like look like some of the graphics. Like the server, I don't know why, but like you'll see people moonwalking for no reason, and their equipment starts flipping out. You can turn off. It might even actually help the performance if I turned off the models for the other people in the settings. But I haven't done it. I don't want to, because I think it's funny watching some of the graphic glitches. It's entertaining. Me. Like all my dudes look just like me. Like these guys look just like my character. Everybody's wearing the same flannel shirt and pants and boots. There's like 5 different face ethnicity, or just like there's different ethnicities, different colors for your skin, and there's like a couple different face presets and 4 or 5 hair presets, but they all pretty much look the same. It's neat. My dude's got a fish. You can tell. But the gear models are actually, like all the equipment models are pretty legit. All things considered, for a free-to-play game, I'm not complaining. Bait was eaten or lost. That's a pain in the butt. So up there, the right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, you see the bait type that you're using. So either the bait or the lure that you're using, depending on what you got tied on. So I got the red worms, got the hook size number 6, and the 15 above the worms. So the lures are different, but with the live bait, you only have an X amount of quantities that you can use. So right now I have 15 there. So every time you like catch a fish, or if you get snagged, or sometimes if you don't catch the fish and you lose it, you have to put on another one. So there is a finite amount that you have before you have to restock. So I'm gonna try my luck again and keep the fish. Probably get fined again. Look at that. 3 times I've been fined. I don't know what factors go into whether or not you're fined, but I don't care. I ain't worried about it. Bring it on. Find me what you have. Look at my dude. He's out there glitching. His rod is doing crazy things. It's funny to me. That's entertainment. But I was kind of going into detail earlier. Every person that's technically in the same area has a different time of day that they're in, and they're experiencing different conditions. So my dude Marius and my dude Carlix that are right here to my right, they're probably at a different time, and they might not be seeing the same scenery or weather conditions that I'm seeing. And their activities would not interfere with mine. So if I cast it right in front of my dude right now, like, it wouldn't get snagged on him. Which is good, because I could imagine this being a complete and utter chaos situation. If you could like go up to somebody and just take them out with a pole, or just rip their line up. Maybe that's what the tournaments are like. But that would be complete chaos. If I could just walk up and just start smacking dudes with like the pole and just like hitting them with the hooks, snaring dudes up, like catching their ears. The fish, so they don't, the fish, they're, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this cost, because I know there's licenses in the game, but mine's technically like, what in the heck is going on there? I was stressing out. That must be okay. Got a trophy size. Okay, so my equipment was getting stressed out there. But apparently I don't get, there's like different limitations to the different licenses. And I think if you catch certain fish that aren't within the realm of the restrictions, like your license doesn't allow you to keep them, then if you were to keep them, then you have to get a fine. And that's kind of like real life, because in real life, if you don't have an appropriate license for the certain fishing style that you're doing and for certain types of fish, then you can get fined in real life. So that's not too different than what you would actually be subjected to in a real life situation. So I can kind of see why it's there. I just don't know where they're deriving their cost from, but it's not that big of a deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. So I'm trying to get some experience points built up. We can level up. I'm still at level 7. I'd like to get to level 8 or 9 within the next hour or so. And really, it's just dependent on fish. You just catch them, just get it going. And this is probably the easier way to get quantity, not quality. It's just the bobber style here. Hanging out with my dude Marius and Carlix, which is fun for us. And yeah, pretty stress-free. So you wait with the bobber style stuff, which is what I'm doing now. You literally just wait for him to grab it and go. There's the neat little indicator up here to the right underneath, right above the chat, I guess, in the stream. Is 66 degrees Fahrenheit cold? Not really. I don't think so. It's kind of like just average. It's comfortable for me, I guess. Not quite, like, pretty much, you know, like a long sleeve shirt, pants, jeans, kind of legit hanging out weather, I guess. I don't think it's cold. Pretty comfortable. I got my bobber indicator, so if it's close enough to you, you can see the actual bobber, and you can gauge your activities off of that. But the indicator there on the upper right hand corner there, right above the chat area, shows you like that white line that the bobber sits in the middle is like water level, and you can kind of see its direction. Like if I were to drag it over to the left or the right, the little indicator leans that way, and then when the fish is actively biting it, like you can see it's jittering, it's bouncing around, looking all funky. And then when it does that, where it basically disappears on the side, that's got to be a trophy. Red ear sunfish, new personal record. Heck yeah. Okay, so I leveled up. So I went to level 8, and you can see because the experience gauge. Hold on, my face cam's in the way. Hold up, let me move my face cam right quick. I'll put me right here, right above the thing. There's me. So my experience meter here reset up. I know the frame rate's probably flipping a bitch right now just because everything going on. But I can show them off. My dude, Marius, look, I got a fish. Like he could see that if he looked over here right now. And you can see the little water droplets hit the camera, the field of view. That's kind of funny. So we're gonna keep that. And now I got my level 8, so I got like all this kind of, what's this, lucky start pack. That's an advertisement, is basically what that is. I got 2 new rods, so every time you level up, you get new rods, you get some reels, you get some lures, got new lines. Why is it so easy to catch crappie in this game than real life? Well, it depends. Because the game, this is still, you know, I'm still technically in a beginner phase, so the game wants to seem fair, so it's not going to make it too difficult to catch any fish. And if you go into the species guide, it tells you the preferred baits or lures to use for the specific species. So in other words, it wants you to use that stuff. So I just happen to be using things like the red worms, that the crappie both, you know, they like. So in the game, basically it says, hey, if you use these things, you can catch these species, so you get rewarded in that fact. Plus, there's that marketing thing. They want you to spend real money to play the game, so if they make it too difficult, you're not going to be tempted to want to like get new things and better things by spending real money. So that's also involved. Furthermore, you know, really in this type of setting, like the different areas and the different locations you can go to are prone to be like different species are going to be there. So in this setting and scenario, so this pond that I'm at in this area, like they are, those type and those species of fish are pretty like in a real life setting, like you would find these type of fish in this type of area. So it makes it to where, depending on where you're at and what you're using, like it'll make you seem like you're the best at catching that type of species. Again, they're saying this is a simulator. This isn't supposed to be like an arcade thing or whatever. Like this is supposed to be like the developers, according to them, from what I've read, have traveled to these different areas and have tried to make everything kind of as lifelike as possible as what you would expect. These type of fish, the smaller panfish, so like the crappies, I say crappie, some people say crappie, I don't care whoever uses what. I just like to find all the ways I can say the word crap and not be considered offensive, so it's a crappie to me. The panfish, all your bluegills and the sunfish family fish, which are a lot of what's in this particular area in the game. Yeah, so Dr. K has been fishing for 4 years, so you know what I'm talking about. A lot of the panfish, they all kind of like school together, like the stereotypical school of fish, like where you find one, you're gonna find a lot of them. So really, when it comes down to it, if you can get to the point where you're catching one or two in a real life setting, normally speaking, unless there's other things going on that you can't control, you can pretty much sit on the same spot for hours, almost literally, and continue to have like fish come around and like, you know, be actively feeding, especially with live bait. You know, with live bait, it's putting scent into the water, and fish kind of, you know, have a very refined sense of smell. So you know, they're gonna start coming in and doing what they need to do. So even, I don't know how the game programs it. I don't know the coding and the different algorithms that they're using. I don't know how it generates what fish are in what area. But I don't know what characteristics qualifies any given spot. Like if I would have casted, you know, over here instead of where I did, are there different fish there? Like I don't know if it's that specific. Of course, in a real life situation, a matter of 3 or 4 feet could be the difference between getting a bite and just sitting there staring at the bobber for, you know, hours. No, well, not hours, but a couple minutes at a time. Not sure how the game codes it. Really doesn't matter. But if I think it rewards people for fishing in areas that are, you know, more likely to actually have fish than not. I don't know. Like I could go over here, I could turn around and cast over here. Will it be better than if I walk down here? So I'll just change spots. And I know my frame rate is abysmal right now. I apologize again. Turn my drag down real quick. See if that helps. Because I think I have a 3-pound test line on here. So it wouldn't take too much effort for something to completely give me a bad day. Like right there. I'm not sure if you saw the my line stress meter there was really high up there. So I guess I run the risk of breaking the line. uh, if I hook into something too big. But I've got my drag set, I think. If you look over here, my dude Dr. K, if you're still with me, this little area at the bottom right hand corner is like the reel settings. So the thing in the middle is the reel speed. I want to let go of the control there. So I can go up or down, or turn the reel off basically if I go all the way down. But it starts from slow, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. Then the fastest one looks like that. The drag setting is the circle that goes around. So this little area right here, if you use the plus or the minus keys on the keyboard, it'll go up or down, like so. That right there means I basically have like no drag on. And if I hit the positive, aka addition button, it goes up, and all the way up at the top there means there is no drag set. You're pretty much absorbing all of the pulling force with the line itself. So if you're in like a fight with a fish, you can, I believe, adjust the drag while you're actively fighting the fish, kind of like in real life. But because I'm dealing with panfish, I kind of know what I'm getting myself into, so I'll keep everything kind of in the same area. Plus with this rod, it's very long, so I don't have to worry about like a long fight. Once I get to 27 feet for whatever reason on my distance thing, I don't know what's called, at the bottom, he just automatically pulls up like that. So once you set the hook, so with the right mouse button, it sets the hook with the motion. Like if I just started reeling, I don't think it would automatically hook the fish, but you have to like set the hook with the right mouse button, and then you fight it with the, you know, with the reeling motion, and you can like turn, like you can turn my dude left and right, to help with the fighting of the fish as you're reeling it in. So I mean, it's pretty, like, there's, you know, I think it deserves the simulator description that they use for it. You know, you can adjust different things as you go, and in fact, and you're probably seeing it if you've noticed, right down here you'll see the three icons for the line, the rod health, and the reel health. From my understanding, can you catch a shark? I hope not. Hell, that'd be scary. No, it's freshwater only right now. That may change. So unless there's some type of freshwater variant of a shark, you're not going to catch a shark in this game. But I think there are plans to include saltwater stuff at some point. But right now, the development diary log things that I was reading says that that's not currently anything they're doing. I don't know. I think that might be outside of the scope of what they're trying to do. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen anything to suggest that there's a shark anywhere. Maybe there's like a Easter egg thing. I don't know. But I don't think that's what they're doing here. At least not yet. I could be wrong. We'll see. So supposedly they're actively making more things all the time, and I guess they'll take anything they can charge people for. So maybe there might be a shark mode, but you gotta pay like 20 bucks. Who knows? We'll see. But I do like how there is incentive to kind of take care of your gear with the health meter. So I set the hook there with the right mouse button, reel it with the left mouse button. Neat. I'm out of my current bait, so what do I do? Let's see. Music kicks back in, that's neat. So I've got some bread. The quantity is 50. Got shiners, but when I put shiners in the equipment, it says that the tackle is too heavy and can break. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the bread back on, just to get it going. I could buy some more stuff if I need to. I don't need to right now. I can also teleport if I need to jump. If I want to jump to a different area quickly, I can just click the different spawn points. I don't know if they're called spawn points, but I'm going to call it the spawn point. So I'm going to jump across the lake. It's going to load that up. Probably going to kill my frame rate even more. What? Bread is where it's at. So not all the areas on the maps are accessible. You can't just walk up to any area. If there's high grass, like right over here, there's like cattails and stuff, I can't just walk up in there and start fishing. However, most of the areas where there's like a dock or a pier, or if it's just if you pretty much if you can see where the water line hits the land, you can fish there. As I walk this way, it's gonna retract like the rod and everything. Actually, I can't even walk back there. Here you have to walk along that road area. But like I can just like chill out here. You can walk a little bit into the water, but it's not very far, so I can just like cast out from here. No worries. And kind of see what's happening. You hit F1 key, it kind of gives you all the stuff, so you can kind of get a vibe for what you got going on. If I wanted to look at my inventory while I'm out here, you can't do it while you're casted apparently, but you can just pop that up. But we're out here throwing bread at these fools right now. That's kind of what's happening. But let me try and see if I can't get whatever's biting here reeled in. Yeah, the bread's like the most basic thing, so you're really not going to get too many cool things going on with the bread. But right here at the bottom, you can see the maintenance status or health status. I don't know. I don't want to use the word health, but that's kind of what it is, of your equipment, your line, your rod, and your reel. And you have a percentage here of like the quality of it. So my line, as it is now, it's, you know, it's at 90%. The rod's at 83%. The reel is at 98%. So apparently you can break equipment. So like if I had like 25% health with my line, or if my rod was compromised, or if the reel was compromised, like you could be fighting a fish and it could break where you lose the fish. In other words, you have to spend in-game currency to make sure that your equipment is either fixed or you replace it with new stuff. Which is kind of like real life, I guess. I mean, your line specifically, I almost think the line health should deplete a lot quicker than what it does. But I'm not complaining, but like your rod health and stuff. So there's really always something you can continue to spend in-game currency on. So again, it adds to the realism factor, I guess. And I'm sure as you're dealing with bigger species and fighting bigger fish, yeah. But we just rolling out. I'm just trying to get my level up. This isn't the most exciting stuff that you can do in the game. Although, like when you're starting out, you have the option to do other things. But I just want to open up. So, all right. So it says impossible to place this fish in the current fish keeper. So the options are you can jump into it and you can see like everything you got in the current fish keeper, and it's broke down by species, weight, and then your in-game currency. Pretty much like when you leave the trip, you get the amount that you have saved. So technically speaking, you want to release the smallest thing to put in something larger. So like right here, I got an 11 and I just caught a 13. So I'll release that. I can release more. I might do that just because I'm already here. I got a couple 13s. There's an 11. There's a 10. And just roll with it. Durability. Yes. The durability. Now you can repair stuff too. If you spend in-game currency, you can keep the exact same equipment. So instead of having to buy something new, you just repair it. So it is what it is. So I'm going to catch a couple more. This might be one of the shorter streams. I'm going to come back later tonight. I missed that one completely. I'm going to come back later tonight and probably pick up where we left off here just to kind of see if I can get some more viewers. But this is kind of the intro slash here's what we got going on. So I'll probably give it another 10 more minutes or so. See if I can't get a couple more fish. I don't think I'm going to get to the next level. I just got to 8. Probably won't get to 9 right now. I'm going to try to get to level 10 tonight if possible. We're going to keep throwing bread at them. And I also like, especially when you're playing, you're just kind of hanging out. I feel like this is a good game to stream with, just because you can like interact with folks, and like I can drink my water. Whereas if I was playing something with constant action, you can't do those kind of things, or at least you got to pay the price. Can't join at night. No, it's all good, my dude. I'm just doing tonight just because I know I'll have more time. I want to do more daytime stuff. In fact, next week I'm gonna do some more daytime stuff. Because I got some days off at work. So I hopefully can get into a routine of doing some more daytime stuff. Because I got my kid, he's young still, and like today I got my day off of work, so I gotta watch him. So he's like napping right now. So when he's up, you know, I gotta go back into parent mode. But if he can get to the point, and maybe with this game it'll be a lot more possible. Like I can sit here and stream and play and have him like in the background running around and screaming, or if he's like, you know, watching TV or something, then he's occupied. He doesn't have the patience level right now to sit down and like be all about this. Like this would be very boring to him to just sit here and do this kind of stuff. Like it would not give him any satisfaction at all. So I'd be pretty much like having two different things going on at once. I don't have the attention span for that right now, so we're doing what we can with what we got. But I like this game. So Dr. K, if you like fish in real life and this is something that you're into, if you got Steam in a PC system that is probably much better than mine, especially if it was bought within the past 6 years, it's probably guaranteed to be better than mine. It's free to play, so you don't have to, doesn't cost anything to download it. It's just kind of slow starting out. If you're not willing to spend the dollars, but you don't have to. Or at least that's my opinion. My little dude, he likes fishing, but he can't do it yet. I mean, he's got like a play set fishing thing, so he understands. Like he's cool with the concept. There's a picture of me and him somewhere. I don't know if it's. I probably don't have it on this computer. He's got like a plastic little like kid toy fishing pole, but there's a pond. I don't know. It depends on how crappy it is, man. It might be able to run this. It depends on how old it is. It might just be able to. It's worth a shot. I don't know, man. But I mean, like, if you legitimately like fishing, I think that this game is entertaining enough to warrant a download. I'll just release him. All right, I'm gonna catch one more. 7 years old. I don't know, man. That's newer than this computer setup. It might work. I don't know. Give it a shot. Perhaps. I mean, you're guaranteed. You're probably gonna want to turn down all your settings and all your visual stuff. But even then, like this, like I'm not joking. My current graphics card here is like, yeah, give it a shot, because you can add, like, when you sign up for the game, you get your own you gotta sign up for an account, so of course they're gonna get your email address and all this, but you can set up like friends in the game, and like you can play with people and set up, like, you know, you can do like a lobby or map mode just for like people that you know, so you can like legitimately turn it into like a multiplayer experience, although you're not playing like against one another, at least not in like this type of setting. But you can like add your own people. Like if I jump over here, I can see all my people that are in here. I can add these dudes as like friends, either profile, private chat, ignore, or if they're out here cussing. My dude Dutch Harry, what up, dude? Dutch Harry, man, you playing this? Add your boy GWYB_TEE. Get on my friends list, my dude, because I'm gonna be playing this game a lot more, and I'm trying to like get some lobby set up with some folks, and we can fish together. Togetherness. Filter events, font size. What is this thing? I don't know what that is. Don't know what that means. Dutch, man, you coming in right here at the end. Like I'm getting ready to wrap up for today, or at least I'm going to be back later tonight. It's right now 1:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably be back tonight around 7:30, 8 p.m. I'm going to play some more. I'm trying to level up. So you're playing on PS4. I don't know. Do they have crossplay between PS4 and PC? I'm not sure. I don't think it matters. I could be wrong. If so, my bad. But I'm going to jump out right quick because I'm going to end the trip. But yeah, that's me up here. GWYB_TEE. They don't allow crossplay. Man, that's some bull. I don't like that. Rocket League does it, and that's like competitive. This isn't competitive, man. We out here fishing. I don't know. That's more incentive. I gotta get a PS4 or something soon. I got all this old stuff. But anyways, we out here, no events. I could do a new friends only room or a new private room. But we're gonna be back at some point later tonight, I think. So I got all my stuff. I'm gonna get some more gear later tonight. I'm not gonna mess with it later today, but what is all this? All right, so you got competitions, you got tournaments, you can register for stuff. Dr. K, I'll see you later, my dude. We gonna get back in it. Like, this is like real life, day-to-day activities on different areas. I gotta get more into it because this looks like it's gonna get real deep really quick. I'm gonna end my trip, so I'm gonna cash in. Thanks, Dr. K, for hanging out and chatting, my dude. I appreciate it. Today's results. I don't have a premium account, so I got that many XP points. I got that much in-game currency. If I had a premium account, which means, and they tease you with that, man. If they're like, hey, if you spend money, you could have had this. So we're traveling back, heading on back. There's my durability. If I wanted to, I could fix it. I could repair the item of, I guess, up to a certain percentage. Let's go ahead and do that. I got one challenge during this trip. That's my currency I got. Trip results. So we back at the trip setter. Here's my crap. Here's what I got so far. Here's my records. They're not that very impressive because I've only been at the one spot so far. Here's my challenges I've completed, which hasn't been too many. And there's all the rest of them. That's a lot of them. I've been playing since the 8th, not even a week. 4 days in game. My experience to the next level. Fish caught 164. 150 of them have been common. 14 of them have been trophies. 0 of them have been unique. I haven't done any competitions yet. So there's my dashboard that shows all my crap. So I'll be back later tonight with some more Planet or Fishing Planet, not Planet Fishing, because that's weird. So I shall return. Thanks for those who stuck through. Dutch Harry, appreciate it. Jumping in. Dr. K coming through. All 0 people on Twitch right now. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all watching too. It is what it is. All right, so I'll see y'all tonight with some more Fishing Planet, and we're gonna catch some of these fools. Best believe.